Raise your hand if your phone has ever died at 30%. Whoa, I see a lot of hands. Well, it's actually the same here too. And we as average phone users, or you as average phone users, you just naturally predict that you have a faulty battery. But what if I told you that it didn't actually die? Your battery just lied. Yeah, that thing can actually be dramatic. Now, hold on. I know what you're thinking, your very expensive phone can't just play tricks on you. Well, you see, you're right, but not quite. That's why today I bring this video to you to clear your doubts. Let's discuss myths and misconceptions about your battery. It's BTV, let's get to it. Before we go into the weeds of what is and what is not, first we need to fully understand how these batteries even work in the first place. So if you don't mind, spare me just 2 minutes of your time and let's start the class. Modern day devices use something called lithium ion batteries which allow them to be recharged. Basically within them we have a graphite section and a lithium cobalt oxide section. Let's call them G and L respectively. Also within the battery we also have lithium ions that move around according to what exactly is happening to the battery at the moment. Let's call them B. So, as you use your phone, discharging, B moves from G to L, thus releasing energy that powers your phone. When you charge, B travels back from L to G, storing energy again. So, this continuous process, right, of these two steps is what we call a charge cycle. The more charge cycles the phone goes through, the less efficient the battery becomes over time. Having known this, let's analyze the myths and depict whether or not they are accurate. Well, this is a common myth that phone vendors often tell their customers. While it was true, it doesn't apply to today's modern batteries. Originally, they had to do that because olden day flip phones needed a full charge to form properly, meaning that if you didn't, it could possibly result in a low battery capacity or a memory problem. Like, say, your phone says it's at 50, but it's actually at 70 because of the calibration is off. So it's not much of a big deal. Nothing will happen if you use your phone straight out of the box. But if you still want to be extra safe, go ahead. Now, this one is a no-brainer. It's not great for long-term battery health. Here's why. At 100% battery, there's going to be more voltage in the system, and having your phone retain this high voltage for a very long time will be detrimental to the battery because it's under stress, and stress obviously causes battery aging. This is why it's best to monitor your device while it's charging. And if you must charge overnight, remember to always unplug it as soon as you're up. Manufacturers realized this problem and created some fixes. For example, Apple has this optimized charging feature which learns from your daily charging routines to slow the rate at which it reaches a full charge. This makes it perfect for overnight charging. One of that reason is because of the heat that will be generated. Of course, heat will damage the chemistry of the battery and thus making it degrade over time. So yeah, this is actually bad. Now, this is very true. And for this particular one, you can see that we're all culprits. Whether it's charging while scrolling TikTok, charging while chatting, or even charging while gaming, we're all offenders. But how many of us even know the implications of our actions? Very few, yeah? Well, you see, charging and using your phone at the same time constitutes a lot of heat, from charging brick to the phone itself. This we all know, and heat, my friends, is terrible for the battery because it messes up with the structure, the internal things I talked about, the G, B, and L. Just makes the phone uncomfortable to use. And this is one thing that we are still ignorant about, and it's because we just can't wait for it to fully charge. I get. Now, one way out of this, the easiest way is just to leave the phone to charge. But if you must use it while charging, stick to light apps like chatting or scrolling. Save the heavy stuff for later. Please, graphic intense games like COD should never be played while charging. I know some people still play, but this one is surprising. But yeah, it is true. It's very true, in fact. Let me tell you more about what phone manufacturers do when it comes to your battery. Remember the chemistry I taught you earlier? Yeah? Well, shifting B back to G from L continuously leads to battery degradation over time, right? But if phone manufacturers actually let you off the charge, the extra room, it will decrease the amount of times it can be charged or discharged. That will automatically shorten your phone's battery's lifespan. Which is crazy, but they won't tell you this. Certainly, yes, this is very self-explanatory because it actually does. You can do a short test to see how much battery will be drained when you keep them either toggled on or you keep them toggled off. I don't even know who formulated this one, but I think this is the most hilarious one yet. And the simple answer is no. In fact, charging at speeds that slow like the one which you get from USB port of a laptop, is the most appropriate for your phone because it constantly lets heat, charge at a slower rate. It helps maintain a steady flow of current while it charges. On the flip side, your laptop will not spoil, it will only get drained, considering they even have mediocre battery life in the first place. If you are still insecure though, it's best you don't do it to justify your assumption. But there's literally no harm. Like to either devices, nothing will happen. I do this all the time. Wow, that was actually fun. It's funny how people just create myths about phones these days. Well, if you like the video, I appreciate it if you subscribe and share it to someone to also clear that out. Let me know if I missed anything or if you still want to make an argument in the comments because I know that some people still want to argue. Well, I'm in the comment section to reply to all your comments. And by the way, YouTube thinks you like this